Hi all, this is a quick reading for the collective. Take only what resonates. I'm working with a few different decks here, yet mainly I've been tuning into the energies and speaking with other light workers, doing my own research to see what it is that's been coming up for us as a collective. Definitely what's been coming up is throat chakra activation, throat chakra clearing and enhancement with these new energies that are more amplified, which you may have felt the energies ramp up as of like New Year's Eve, but they've been ramping for some time. So the throat chakra upgrade is one where we're being asked to remove fear from our self-expression and also from our choices in living authentically. So this could be where we're experiencing fear of judgment from others. That's sort of going out the wayside now, and we're making the small changes, whether we're aware of it or not, that are reflective of a throat chakra upgrade. This could be dietary changes, lifestyle changes, speaking our truths and setting boundaries, any and all of the above. Also being aware of how we're speaking with one another and the power of our words, the power of our intonation. So all of that is definitely occurring in this moment in time. I'm feeling that for myself. So if you're feeling that too, I just wanted to offer some comfort, some affirmation through that. With the throat chakra, it's going to be nourished through speaking, whether speaking affirmations, singing, chanting. Also, what we're listening to, it plays a large role in our throat chakra nourishment. So we'll want to make sure that we're listening to high frequency music, music that lifts us up, healing sounds, and tuning out some of the negativity. So what we're tuning out is hate, fear, gossip. Tune it out. So I do feel like it's still an excellent time to be avoiding like mainstream news, which can be very fear-inducing. So you can really nourish your throat chakra by stepping away from that for a moment. Getting out in nature, listening to the sound of water is incredibly healing, and maybe tuning into some music that has been changed to 432 hertz, 999 hertz, binaural beats, whatever it is that you resonate with, like take a look. Even if you play it in the background while you're preparing food or before bedtime, that can be really healing. So in terms of the cards for the collective mind space, we have the Empress coupled with relationship change. I even think with the color here, we're still talking about throat chakra. We are talking about that knowing that we're all birthing something new into this reality, that we're all doing this together, that there's a sacred divine mother energy that's here and present and comforting and available. So when we're in that mental space where we're having a lot of difficulty moving forward and things feel quite chaotic, I find it to be quite helpful to ask for divine mother energy to hold that burden, to hold myself and those that I love. And so that could be anyone that you identify with, that could just be consciousness. Yet if you feel comfortable, it has brought me a lot of comfort in the past. So that's working with maybe Isis, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene. Divine mother energy, loving and nourishing and holding and comforting through this transitional process. It's like we're in the labor of bringing this concept, this new earth, this new reality into being. And so we are experiencing relationship change with ourselves, with others, with source as we're going through this process. That's okay. We get to just ensure that we're setting clear boundaries, that we're being honest with ourselves through the process, and that we're being honest with others. I feel like the time where we were so afraid that we wouldn't be heard and understood, that can go by the wayside, and it's okay to speak our truths now. All right, and then for our collective heart space, we have the Temperance card, coupled with self-discipline. Temperance card, I like how it's portrayed here with the dark and the light. I feel like this is more of us within our internal work where we're balancing our shadow side and we're balancing our light side together. We're working with both to integrate. What this might be showing up as is some old wounds are making themselves known, whether we're sitting down and scheduling shadow work time or not. They are making themselves very present in our lives. What you may experience is wounds about rejection, abandonment, like unworthiness, that sort of thing, making itself known, possibly through a memory of the past or even a present experience where it's like, why am I acting like this? You know, for me, I felt like it hit me out of nowhere. I wasn't even thinking about shadow work, and some of these concepts started coming up. And what helped was expressing it, was actually putting it into words. And so I spoke aloud what it was that I was feeling so that I could learn to make sense of it. And then I just sort of saw like, wow, this is some old stuff, and it isn't serving, and it has no place in the way, in the where we're going, okay? So if it was disempowering then, it's time for us to integrate it now so that we can move into a more empowered space. That's why the self-discipline card came up. I also would note the colors of the self-discipline card. We're talking about our sacral, we're talking about our heart. So self-discipline in terms of like, where are we expending our energy? Even within relationships, even with like talking and texting and that sort of thing, it's like, is it serving? Is it of a frequency that sits in alignment for you? And that's why that throat chakra really is our truth center. It's going to let us know also, you know, where we've been honest with ourselves and when we haven't. So a lot is coming up to the surface. It's all right. Be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others as they're processing it. Because I feel like for some, it's kind of coming out of the blue, and that's okay. These energies are powerful. For our action space, we have the Eight of Cups and music. So Eight of Cups is walking away from what's no longer serving emotionally. Like it's time to let some of those old wounds go. And it's not just like, oh, that never happened. It's almost like making sense of it. So thinking back to times where we felt initially disempowered, a lot of times that happens in childhood, and a child has no control over whether or not they are feeling empowered in that moment in time. They're emotionally processing the experience around them and trying to make sense of it. And so some of us may be experiencing that, and we get to be gentle with ourselves and others through that. And remember that we want to live a life that's in alignment with our souls, not that's in alignment with our egos, our carbon-based body. Our carbon-based body is our vehicle to carry our souls to these people, places, and experiences that teach us, right? And so our souls can guide us on this journey very much. And that's where we're tuning into our throat chakra for truth, for advisement, to show us what's in alignment. What's in alignment with me? How am I meant to truly be in this world and show up and be heard and be understood and speak my truth and listen to others and learn? And also our faith-based center too is located in our throat chakra. So there's some of that might be being challenged at this moment in time. Music is incredibly helpful in terms of nourishing that throat chakra, as we just discussed, with frequency, with great sounds, great songs that bring you joy and happiness. Even I would say like laughter and connecting with others who are high vibe, who are talking about what it is that you're interested in, and having those sort of exchanges. That's almost like music for the soul too. So I hope that this is helpful. I hope that some of this resonates. If you're experiencing this throat chakra upgrade, work with music, work with sound, even if it's being in solitude and quiet, that can be helpful too, because we can be a bit overstimulated with our throat chakra. And I did want to touch on also past lives, because that has been coming up as well for the collective. And the past life connected to Egypt has come up in multiple sessions and discussions recently. And so if that's a timeline that you connect with, the reason why I feel that it's coming up again for us is we're being asked to step into our power once again. We're remembering a time when our power was affected And when our unions, our ability to connect with our soul family was affected back in those ancient Egyptian timelines. And so we're stepping into a new energy where we're saying, no, that's not the case. That's not the case anymore. Moving forward, speaking our truths, speaking what's right, what we know to be fair, and making those connections. I feel like that's going to become easier and easier, and just a sense of knowing, a deep sense of knowing. So I hope that resonates as well. I feel like it will. Comment below if there's anything that you'd like to discuss energetically in videos in the future, or anything that you're feeling that you'd like to share. I'd love to hear it. Thank you.